Hi everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we're just going to be doing a relatively short one, which is going to be talking about the patch 4.57 notes, which just introduced the new world visit system, and we'll get more on that later, as well as just some minor changes made to the entire game. Okay, so for quests, it talks about for the playable content, if you accept the quest Legacy of Alog prior to the release of patch 4.4, a message prompting you to abandon the quest and accept it again will be shown in the duty list. Now the Legacy of Alog, I believe, is for the Crystal Tower quests, and I think they made those a lot easier to finish in light of everything that's happened lately. Another change that they made is for housing, and the automatic demolition of estates on the Ether and the Primal data centers was suspended back in October 2018. However, after careful consideration, they decided to resume the auto demolition with the release of patch 4.57. And you can look to the logstone for details on that. So it looks like those who haven't been around the Ether and the Primal data centers lately might want to pay a visit really quick. Okay, moving on to the battle system, we have a few other changes there. We have the Wreath of Snakes Extreme Mode, which has been moved from the Raid Finder to the Duty Finder, and the weekly restriction on the number of AlphaScape crystalloids available as completion rewards in the AlphaScape v4.0 has been removed, so you can play that as much as you want and you'll be able to earn as many of these crystalloids as you can. And they're doing that so that players will have an easier time getting some of the higher level armor and gear. And the strength of the Echo granted in the following duties has also been increased. It has been increased by 20% in the Omega Deltascape Savage and the Omega Sigmascape Savage, and it also increased by 15% in the Alphascape Savage. There have also been adjustments made to the Orborn Monastery. The weekly restriction on the rewards obtained from coffers has been removed, and the weekly restriction on obtaining the Moldonius coins have also been removed, so you can run through that as many times and get all the coins and gear that you want. Now, by exchanging certain items, you can earn Scavian Easter, which is used to strengthen Allegan Tombstones of Genesis weapons to item level 400, and you can now obtain them from Estina in Ralgar's Reach. And the items that you need are the 3 coins that you get from doing the raid dungeons. So you'll have to do Rabanastre, the Ridorana Lighthouse, and the Mornbone Monastery at least once a week in order to earn the coins. They've also made adjustments for Pagos, which I am really grateful for because I've been struggling trying to increase my Pagos weapons so that I can move on to Pyros. So that the amount of Ether gained from notorious monsters has been increased, and the probability of obtaining Ether as well as the amount gained from defeating enemies of Elemental level 40 has also been increased. And the probability of obtaining the Ballroom Etiquette Insufficient Petticoats when appraising a Cold Warp lockbox has also been increased. In other words, it made it a lot easier to obtain the Shiver emote. For PvP, Season 13 of the Feast will soon begin, and when the season has ended, the top combatants for solo ranking will receive special rewards. Moving on to the items, we now have set bonuses added to the following items for the Abe's attire and the High Summoner's attire, which were special sets of gears that we received from a fan festival just before Stormblood came out. Now here we are to the big thing in the system. We have the World Visit system, where you can now visit other world servers in your data center to party with friends, purchase items, and tackle duties. And they have the World Visit System guide here, so you can click on that if you want to learn more information. But basically, to visit another world, you need to select Visit Another World server from the Aetheryte in these locations, in Limsa Lominsa, New Gridania, or in Udal. And please be warned that you cannot use it while you're in a party. In some cases, you have to wait a while before your request to transfer can be processed, and when your character is ready to be transferred, a window will automatically appear to inform you of this. This information is displayed in a similar fashion due to the Duty Finder. As you can see here, this is an example. And when you do visit another world, you have the icon for the server, which will indicate you are visiting the world. There are certain restrictions here, of course, which is understandable, such as legendary and unspoiled gathering notes are completely inaccessible while you're doing this. You can't summon your retainers, items can't be put up for sale on the market board, and you can't send anyone out to do ventures either. For your free companies cannot be formed this way, and free company information can't be viewed. Company seals cannot be earned here. For the link shells, you can't use link shells to be able to send or receive messages. Link shell information can't be viewed, and you can't create or join any link shells. For housing, estate and apartments can't be purchased like this. Residence sharing is completely unavailable. The following quests can only be accepted from your home world, bird in hand. For ceremonies of eternal bonding, those are also completely unavailable. For the gold saucer, you can't participate in any of the Lord of Verminion tournaments. You can't do triple triad tournaments. Crackpot tickets can't be purchased. You can still do the deep dungeons such as Palace of the Dead or Heaven on High, but the results will not be saved to the leaderboards. The Moogle delivery service is completely unavailable at this time as well. You will receive a notification when you're logging into the world that you have a letter, but you won't be able to open it until you return to your original world. Eternity rings may be used only when both players are on the same world, and you can only use an Aetheryte pendulum to teleport to the nearest Aetheryte if both players are in the same world. And you can only teleport to a friend's estate when you are on their home world. Bonuses will not be applied to visiting new worlds or preferred worlds. And a minor change with the chat log. Due to the addition of the world visit system, chat messages from players from other worlds will be indicated with a home world after their name. So there are a lot of restrictions. This is really just a chance for people to visit their friends who are on other servers and just basically pal around with them. In accordance with the increased number of data centers, the world assigns to each data center will have been made changes. More information on these changes to the North American data center can be available here. All you gotta do is click there and you can read up on anything that you want to know. For the server backup function is now officially available. This feature allows players to save backups of character settings and client settings to the server, and setting data saved to the server will be downloaded to a different system, allowing players to easily carry over their custom settings. And you can click for more information here. As for any following issues, they did make a couple of issues. The issue where some buffs and debuffs are not correctly applied to players under certain circumstances, and there was an issue known with certain items obtained by processing through patch 4.56 main scenario quests were not available for purchase from journeyman scavengers. And finally, for the known issues, an issue wherein under certain conditions having a friend from another world with an identical name prevents you from using the house share feature while that friend is visiting your home world. Not sure what that's about yet, but I'm sure I'll find out soon enough. So yeah, those are just the very quick notes of everything that we know for 4.57. And I think that this might be the last major patch. Well, maybe not a major patch, but possibly one of the last patches that we have for Stormblood, and just all these little added features until we move on to Shadowbringers. I do know that they will have the world transfer system here until Shadowbringers, and any issues or complaints that they have about it, they can make the changes then when the next major patch comes out. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for now. I hope that you all enjoyed it and that you're all going to be looking forward to visiting each other in the new world system. I know I will be. I have more than a few friends on some of these other servers that I would like to visit. So until next time, bye bye.